Previously on Saving Throw. Putting the snow behind us, our heroes returned home for our usual rest, reward, and level ups.
And less squints a bit as they look over the rest of you. Now, who do I have the pleasure of meeting today?
Alistair Nobledrift.
Alistair, as you go to introduce yourself, this dwarf you just met goes in for a hug, and oh god, oh man, this is happening, and you're being squeezed? Oh, you're being squeezed. Strength saving throw, motherfucker.
Oh, I'm terrible at those.
Ash paid a visit to his uncle, and they took a closer look at those crystals Ash has been carrying.
It isn't the greatest crystalline researcher in all of Rodmar.
Ashba! He calls out happily, quickly descending down to the ground floor and pulling you into a hug. My boy, take a look at you. You look, well, I can't quite define. You look heroic, my boy.
And the whole team went to Drake to get some new fancy items.
All right, Win gets the Horn of the Slime Folk.
Oh,
Chris, did you just give Win more ways to block terrain?
I didn't do anything.
Nope.
The dice did it.
And now we wrap up our intermission and get ready for our next quest in Saving Throw.
We're doing better on time than I thought we were, but that's because we skip part of it. Now, let's go to Junver. Oh, what do you want to do?
I thought we were going to level up.
Let's do level
Yeah,
ups. That's quick and easy.
Level up should be pretty quick, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there's not a lot of interesting things on level 7 for a lot of
Everybody
people.
goes and gets a big lunch. Today is sandwich day, but it's not like you get to go make your own sandwich. It's like you get in line and you are given a random sandwich, and it's really hit or miss.
Oh, no. Can we roll for sandwich?
What, can you roll for sandwich?
Yeah.
Sure.
I got a 5.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna roll a die. The best sandwich is the number I have. And then the further you are away from it, the worse your sandwich.
Okay.
Okay.
D20, is it D20?
D20. 5's pretty good.
I got a 6. I got a 6. Let's fucking
six,
go.
yeah.
God, sandwich.
12.
Ooh, 12 is not great. 4 is great.
I got a 13.
Yeah, Ash and Kiron, the sandwiches is not good.
This is the one time David gets in that 20.
There's way too many sauces on here. They're trying too much.
What's your sandwich?
My sandwich? Like what number?
No, like what is on it? What's on the good sandwich?
Yeah.
The good sandwich is it's a hoagie roll, deliciously like nice and thin prosciutto with a lot of layers of it, some cheese on there, some peppers, just like oil and vinegar, but like they put just the right amount on, and then some sort of seasoning blend that's vaguely magical.
So sweet pepper and oregano, because that's the magic seasoning.
Yeah. But when you burp, there's little sparkles.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Like a cartoon character. Junver. Oh no, sorry, not Junver. Level ups. Junver, level ups.
I mean, I was gonna say, you can start with me, that's fine. Big highlights. I got a new rune and a new ability.
What's the rune do? Oh, you got rules lawyered, motherfucker. You've been using the cloud rune wrong. You did
get rules lawyered, didn't you?
Oh, I did accidentally use it before an attack hit on the last one.
No,
I did realize that
apparently
later.
it can't redirect into the attacker. It can only redirect to a different target.
It literally does not say that. Eat my ass. In addition, when you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to invoke the rune and choose a different creature within 30 feet of you other than the attacker. Okay, I did that. That is on.
Oh, you're so confident! You're so confident!
I was very confident.
This entire fucking time.
If only you knew a character who specialized in making slightly different versions of runes you already have.
If only.
Susie Wolf fucking got your ass.
Yeah, no, I absolutely got fucking got.
What's your new rune?
Pride comes before the fall. You're correct.
Yeah, 100%.
New rune is the storm rune. I can all my runes. I could exactly. That's why I chose it, because I could pick at this level.
Oh, cool.
And I get to invoke it 1 time per short rest. Cool text. While wearing or carrying an object inscribed with this rune, which will be my helm, you have advantage on intelligence arcana checks, and I can't be surprised as long as I'm not incapacitated / sleeping.
Oh, so it's like aware.
Yep.
Same with me. I'm alert too. We both can't be fucking surprised. Yeah.
In addition, I can invoke the rune as a bonus action to end a prophetic state for 1 minute or until incapacitated. And until that state ends, when I or another creature I can see within 60 feet of me makes an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, I can use my reaction to cause the roll to have disadvantage or advantage.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And then once I invoke it, I can't do so
I
until
like
a
that
short
they're not all strictly
rest.
combat runes.
Yeah, so like this one I can use in or out of combat, and it's honestly very good for both.
Yeah.
Because it's sacrificing a reaction action, so like I lose attack of opportunity, but like I can
and now if you
give
guys are
someone
ever
advantage
surprised-
or give an enemy disadvantage. So it's
If you guys are ever surprised, 2 you still get to go, which is very good. Because like one person to go is great,
And
now,
that's
but
just
it's
all
not,
the time.
Incredible.
like that's just all the time. I don't even have to do anything for that one.
I mean, alerts the same way.
Yeah. And then the new Rune Knight feature I unlocked is Runic Shield, where as another reaction, so I can't use both of these in the same turn. Someone will rules lure me later on that, because I'm sure I'm going to fuck that up. As a reaction, when I see a creature within 60 feet get hit by an attack, I can protect it, and the attacker must re-roll its attack roll and use the new roll, whatever it is. So like if Chris rolls a nat 20 on somebody, I can use that, and they may still get hit, but it's highly unlikely they get crit again.
Right, yeah.
But if they get hit and then he rolls a 20,
Then then they get crit, yeah.
that's fine.
And I can use that up to 3 times a day, my proficiency bonus, which is still 3. So those are the big ones. Then my health's up to 74 now, so that's cool.
Jeez, Pete.
Still went down last fight, so it's not.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got.
Let's go to Kiron. Let's go across the bottom of the
When I was studying a little bit when we were in our snow-capped lands, I came up with more and more different potions and stuff and chemicals. And one of them allows me to be more evasive because I loosened up my bones a little bit more. So now nothing can fucking hurt me if I roll well on a dex check. For dex saving throws at least. Or I can take half damage if I fail. And the other one is I got Stillness of Mind with the same potion. I also can't be charmed and can't be frightened. I basically use an action and those status effects. So I'm gonna be sane in the mind a little bit. Well, I'm still insane, but
In the membrane.
no, I
But
can't be charmed, or frightened.
Yeah, can't be frightened is good, because frightened is fucking bullshit.
Actions can end.
What's your health now?
I have 60 HP.
Alright, so my health goes up 6. Haha.
Woohoo!
I now have 44 HP. I gain 1 more sorcery point. And then, so I learn 1 spell 1 level 4 spell naturally, and 2 level 4 spells from my Clockwork Spellbook.
That's
damn.
fucking sick.
Nice.
So from my Clockwork Spellbook, I have now learned Freedom of Movement. And
Interesting choice.
Summon. I mean, it's automatic.
Oh, okay.
And,
I see.
Yeah, you get 8 total Clockwork spells.
What is
10.
what does freedom of movement do? Is that the thing that makes it so you're not like affected by terrain?
Yeah.
You like
It's
a
a
version of
get
that.
out of win free card, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I asked.
Yeah, no, it has it's also like this won't really matter, but like if you're underwater, you have no movement penalty. It has like a bunch of different effects for mobility.
We all hope that won't matter. Chris, don't make us fight underwater.
Well, if it ever happens
God,
that
please.
someone throws us in a water bubble or
Be
something, we
a
have.
dick move.
I also learned Summon Construct.
That's fun.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And then I could not I still am like, I could not pick what level 4 spell I actually wanted. But I am going to go with my heart and officially choose Sickening Radiance.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know what that
Yeah,
one
like
is.
that.
Check these out!
As a
Yeah.
doctor, I'm amazed that you're doing this to people.
Win, we need to talk because Sickening Radiance has some amazing synergy with anything that holds people in place.
Oh no.
If we layer Sickening Radiance on like Spike Growth, every turn a creature starts in Sickening Radiance, they gain a level of exhaustion.
Oh,
that's dope.
wow.
Oh,
That's dope.
Hey,
Oh,
Ash,
yeah, that's pretty good.
I can also stun people in it too, so they just get fucking
Yeah.
stunned.
Oh
And
my
it's like,
Sickening
wow.
Radiance
The
for
only
everyone
issue is it can't hit allies.
creates a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within 120 feet, and then light spreads around the corners, and it lasts until the spell ends. When you're in that area for the first time, or on a turn when you start your turn, you must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage and suffer a level of exhaustion, and also emit a dim greenish light.
and also they're stinky.
Basically, yeah. The light makes it impossible for the creature to benefit from being invisible, which is fucking rad.
Oh.
And the light and levels of exhaustion caused by this do go away when the spell ends.
You're really good at it in a fight we're not close to.
I mean, it's the thing about the invisibility and all that is you have to hit and maintain concentration, otherwise it'll drop. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a dangerous spell, but if you can even get one level of exhaustion on someone, you can really screw them over.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty good.
TL hit all of you with one level of exhaustion. I think like besides
Sucks
Ash.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Sucks pretty bad.
Exhaustion
Disadvantage
itself.
on ability check sucks pretty bad.
And what's your new health, Ash?
44.
44. Win.
Hi. So I don't get new spells. I do get a 4th level spell slot, but no new spells. Instead, I get Cosmic Omen. I can see the future a little bit, and it's basically Bardic Inspiration, but worse.
Okay, sure.
So basically, I roll a die at the start of a day. It doesn't matter what die, because it only matters if it's even or odd. If it's even, I can add a d6 to attack roll, saving throw, ability check before it's rolled. If it's odd, then I can subtract a d6 from attack roll, saving throw, ability check before it's rolled.
Gotcha.
3 times per day.
Alright.
Proficiency bonus times per day, which for now is 3. That's
New
my
health?
6th level. Oh, new health. It's my 6th level druid feature. Subclass feature. New health is 58.
Alice.
58.
New health 45. All I get is 1 level 4 spell slot.
You and Ash being 1 health away continues.
I only get 1 4th level spell. It's my first ever 4th level spell.
Yep. Bards level ups for a little bit, 2nd to 10.
Yeah.
Kind of
4th level spells
They're-
are really good, though.
They're good.
They are really
just
good.
Boring. Sorry, they're boring. That's
They're mechanically good, but like
Yeah.
game be video game.
it is very boring.
It's like your
I.
shiny shit.
It's the thing where like. I got
To
option.
me,
I
a
got.
new spell level is like the best.
Polymorph.
Yeah.
Polymorph.
No, I didn't take polymorph.
What?
I get polymorph next level.
Dimension door.
Dimension door. Yes.
Did you actually get Dimension Door?
Yeah.
It's very
wow.
good. It's
It's
very
a good spell, yeah.
Yeah, I can teleport myself and 1 willing creature within 5 feet up to 500 feet away to a place that I can't even see.
I got that. I'm playing a bard in my other campaign, so I got that as my 4th.
It might have been the campaign who Zach right? A spear that had Dimension Door, and it was great.
Yeah, you did.
Zach.
Yeah,
Zach,
yeah,
That sounds like the spell of run away and leave Junver.
Yeah.
Or teleport a bunch of feet up and drop Junver.
Yep.
So
That's a good
here's the
point.
thing. That still hurts the Junver.
Sure does.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you land in a slime, you won't die. It's goo.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, the synergy.
Make a pillow.
The synergy. We're cooking, baby.
Let 'em-
No.
And then there's gonna be a ray of sickness when you jump down. It's great.
Yeah. So as long as we pick a spot that isn't actually occupied by something, we can. I can bring myself and 2 people
Dimension
or 1
Door is
person.
rad as shit.
Yeah, Dimension Door is very good.
love polymorph more because it's like funny.
It's funny. I almost took confusion, but it's kind of boring compared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Amazing. And that's the level ups.
and that's the level up.
Now, let's time for Chris to read more paragraphs.
Shield
Jun-
time, baby.
Junver, with your time in the capital, what did you have planned, if anything?
I have 1 specific and 1 general plan. General plan is to continue to improve, like my creation of
runes,
blacksmithing stuff. Yeah, runes, blacksmithing in general.
Okay, yeah.
Just in general. Based on what we just did, there was one specific thing I wanted to do, and that is to take one of my bucklers and, if I am able to, reshape it into a mask that looks like the speaker's mask.
That is very cool. I wish I got the
Interesting.
I wish I got the speaker's mask. That's true.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to let me do that, but that is what I would. That is one of the things I would like to do.
I have a beautiful idea, a handsome idea.
Okay.
Now, Junver would like to do this. He would like to take his shield and form it into a mask.
Okay.
Relatively easily, you could smith a mask. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is the speaker's mask, which is very intricate and very specific. And it's also something that would take a very, like that was probably a one-of-a-kind mask that was made.
Yep.
It was very ornate and fancy. Luckily, you happen to know someone whose job, well, apparently, despite being a runesmith, is jewelry and making very dainty, fine things with the largest hands in town. That would be Landgrim Greenale, the Minotaur, who has been assisting you in your runecraft.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a reasonable thing to say Junver is going to go to Landgrim and be like, yo, help me make this?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I would start it and try to make it, and then when I get to a part where I'm like, this is like fine work that I'm not familiar with doing, then I would go to Landgrim.
I like that. Let's say, would you be more comfortable doing that in your room, or like going and using Landgrim's forge, which he'd be like cool with?
I feel like I would start it in my room and then go to the forge once I get to that point where I'm gonna ask for help.
So let's roll. What did I have you do performance last time?
Oh right, craft doesn't exist.
No, it really fucking should.
There's so I have a smith tools ability.
Yeah, so you're gonna add
use.
your proficiency to whatever roll I have you do here.
Yeah, I have expertise in it, which is like a whole other level.
Expertise, right. Let's go sleight of hand. I guess that makes sense.
Which I technically have advantage in, thanks to other runes. What does expertise do? I forget. Do you remember?
It's double your proficiency modifier.
Double proficiency, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, so that.
So it should say next to your thing instead of like +2, it should say +4 or whatever.
Yeah, so it should be
probably
plus
higher than that.
6. Yeah. 18.
So the speaker's mask, as far as you could tell, it wasn't made of I mean, like a buckler is made of metal because it's a metal disc basically. As far as you can tell, it wasn't made of big heavy iron. It was made of something more delicate, and something you would wear on your face. And as you form the buckler into a mask shape, sort of what is are you intending to make a wearable mask or an ornament?
A wearable mask.
Okay.
I didn't know it's going to be heavy, but I'm trying to make it wearable.
Yeah, so you pound the metal as thin as you're able when manipulating without having it break. It is iron/steel after all. It's, only so malleable before snappy snap. And you end up with a pretty damn good mask. The problem you run into with it is that the speaker's mask didn't really have eye holes. It's like a luchador mask. It has like that like vignetting over the eyes, and it also didn't have a mouth hole. So you're kind of left with a mask-shaped sheet of metal. And with that, what do you do?
I feel like I'm gonna try to adapt the design to have eye holes, and probably doesn't necessarily. Kiron, do you have mouth holes on your mask, or you just muffle talk?
Mix different between differences of masks.
Okay,
the primary mask that he has in the art has eye holes.
Yeah.
I'll do eye holes, no mouth hole, and try and adapt the design to that.
Give me another sleight of hand check.
Sure. Oh, drop the die. 1 sec. Okay. Same thing. 18.
like the biggest difficulty you encounter is making the decision. Like once you decide to actually do it, it's relatively easy. And you have not necessarily made the Speaker's Mask. You've made Speaker's Mask Junver's version. You've made your own kind of remix on the Speaker's Mask with your own kind of flair, and it's the same style of mask and the same, like, if you looked at it from a glance, you'd think, oh, that's the Speaker's Mask. But then, like, the intricacies and, like, you know, where there was that gold embroidering on the Speaker's Mask, maybe you stitched little runic symbols in instead, kind of thing.
Okay. That's actually perfect for what I want to use it for.
Amazing. Now, I would say the only thing you're incapable of doing with the tools you have, because you have, you know, relatively basic tools, is like you can't put that like gold etching in, mostly because you don't have gold laying around, unless you want to start melting down coins in your room, which is technically a crime. But if you're pleased with the mask, sort of unornamented but still finished, it is a finished mask.
I feel like I would probably try to ornament it.
For that, I'm going to say, yeah, you would need, like, a jeweler's tools, / Langrim is a jeweler. He has a big pile of, gold foil in his house that he can, put on shit.
Yeah, I would ask him to help with that.
Foil. Pepperweed.
I would ask him to help teach me how to do it.
Then let's just say, well, you do that. You head off to the smith's quarters to the quaint little shop owned by Langrim Greenale. And as you enter the Minotaur shop, the bell jingles, but you don't find the Minotaur owner present. Instead, lingering by the counter, you see someone familiar, or rather, someone you just met. Stood by the counter at Langrim's is, well, that's Les Carverstone.
Oh, shit.
And Les...
Here we go.
And Les turns excitedly towards the door, but seeing you and not whomever they expected, their smile shrinks, but doesn't fade away entirely. Oh, it's you. Hello there, Junior. It is Junior, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's me.
She nods and smiles. Looking for Langrim, are we? Seems the old bull has run out on us. Care to wait for him with an old gal? I know where he keeps his teapot.
Presumably I know where the teapot is too, right?
Yeah, sure. It's in the room where he drinks and eats and works. It's not that hard. She's really proud of what is probably a thing that's easy to know.
Yeah. Do you want me to get us a pot brewing? I was just gonna ask him for some help with this mask.
Yeah.
Oh, Pepper, stop it. Come here, my son. Oh, you brought arts and crafts too. Come on, I'll get the teapot started, and I'll give you some shield tips.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Les pretty casually breaks and enters into Langrim's, just sort of lifting the up and down thingy that leads behind the counter.
The counter,
yeah, the one that flips up and goes behind the counter and into his back room. And Les explicitly does not give you those promised shield tips. Instead,
Damn.
Instead, while tea is being made, you're stuck hearing one of Les's stories of heroism, notably her own heroism, with details that continuously have to go back and amend to get the story right.
That's fine. I'm enjoying. This is great.
Yeah. And
I'm living the greatest life I've ever lived.
I think we're fine again. It was a lag moment for sure.
Certified lag moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Number 10.
You said insight check?
Yes.
Insight check. Nat 20.
Whoa!
As much as you're enjoying hanging out with Les Carverstone and hearing about cool adventure times, she's having a fucking blast. She's delighted to just be sitting over tea with a young hero and talking.
I will never leave.
And eventually, after
That was the last we ever saw of Junver many years ago.
He's gone.
And then after several, self-aggrandizing stories, some of which are clearly bullshit, from
Don't
Les,
even care. Not even a little bit.
he politely turns the conversation back to you. So, Young Lord Vesta tells me you're from Greytaunt, one of the giant folk, no?
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to react how most people do when you tell them you're a giant, aka not believing you. If anything, Les seems to be thrilled by it. One of my best friends in the whole world was a giant. Bar. You know that statue in the square still says Bar the Giant? I always hated that. Bar Windhand. I like how the giant folk come up with names. First name from birth, and then named second by your actions. Bar always told me I had a giant's name. My parents were stone carvers, you see. Not much in terms of creativity.
I've never been happier in my life.
Yeah. So, micro lore moment. Yeah, giants don't have full names when they're born. They have a first name, and then you adopt a last name based on your whole thing. Bar Windhand, and you don't need a history check for this unless you'd like to roll one. Do you care?
I can if I'll maybe get more info, but
This is like a kid not knowing about Santa Claus. Like, you know about Bar.
Yeah.
Bar Windhand, also commonly called Bar the Giant, was the only storm giant who left to fight in the war against the Sky Eater. The giants don't have singular leaders per se, but Bar was as close to one as there had ever been. And it was his decision to be the only person who went to fight. Bar Windhand is called such because he could clap his hands and cause wind. Sort of like thought of, oh, he was that strong, but he just knew how to use magic.
Don't demean his achievements.
And Bar is regarded as a hero to nearly every bit of the continent, but it's also noted that, like, that's kind of the only time giants get a big hurrah moment in larger history. A lot of people other than that kind of don't think much of them other than scary reclusive mountain people. And it's kind of weird for you hearing Les Carverstone talk about Bar like this, just because despite centuries of importance Bar has had as a hero to the giant folk, in the grand scheme of history, he doesn't even get mentioned in Alistair's version of what happened at, that day on the beach in Kinmar. But
wow, Alistair, you racist!
Fucking racist!
Whoa!
You are personally responsible for the stories you heard as a child.
No,
this is all on you.
No.
And Arky mentions it. Bar is the token giant. Yeah, kind of. He's listed as one of the heroes. And, like, even though you grew up knowing that, like, they would have all fucking died if he wasn't there to block an attack from the Sky Eater, he's just kind of in the list with everyone else. And Junver, Les speaks to you, setting down her cup of tea. Bar was a good person. Most people will never know that, but he was one of so few of us that actually cared. Bar never wanted to see anyone die. That's why he left Greytaunt. He told me that we get up to fight because we are able, and others are not. I always liked that. But he said it took him a long, long time to decide that. To decide that was worth leaving the Giant Lands for. So, Junver Many Shields, what are you doing so far from home, young giant? Why did you leave your Giant Lands? Why are you really here? Junver, insight check.
23.
Les Carverstone is suspicious of you.
Interesting.
Is Junver the big bad in this campaign?
Oh.
I fucking hope not. Goddamn.
No wonder Win wants to stop him in his tracks.
That's really good.
Goddamn.
Deep lore.
Win's the only one who knows the truth, and she does everything she can to repeat his movements.
Wow.
Damn. The drama.
I left Great Haunt to find myself, to find a purpose, to find a place where I maybe not belong, but a place where I don't feel out of place. Grew up with the giants, but even after my nearly 70 years, I'm still a runt. Even my last name, Many Shields, it's not it's not because I, crafted so many shields or I even used them. It's because the other giant folk, especially the young ones, used to toss me around. Toss the Junver was the game. And every time I got hurt, more and more. So I picked up smithing. I made more shields. Couldn't make anything more complicated than a metal circle or rectangle, so I kept making shields. And eventually I forged those shields together into a single piece of armor. So that when Toss the Junver was the game, I wasn't getting hurt anymore.
Aww.
That's good.
I could be one of the giants because we could horse around, we could play, and I wasn't having to go home crying at night. So I could be one of them, but I'm still not one. So I left. Figure out where I can go.
Junver, gain a point of inspiration. Because that was beautiful.
That was good.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done.
That was fantastic.
He was bullied. Are you kidding me? That's his backstory. I love it.
Les Carverstone is notably crying listening to your story. And I'm gonna be real with you, she started crying before you got to the really sad part. And that might just be like old grandma-ism happening, but she was very clearly moved by it. And you sense that whatever suspicion she had for you is gone. And she reaches out and taps on one of your shields. I have had this on my hip the entire time I've been a hero. And she produces a small flail, a mace. You know how many times people have remembered me for my mace and not my shield? You'd be the first. Shields get a bad rap, Junver, but they protect what's important. And sometimes that starts with protecting yourself. And screaming cats. I have a lot of cats. That's actually part of my lore. That's not even a joke.
The box of screams is the box of screaming cats. I got this.
It says here, left to the guild by Les. It's just a live Skype call with her cat.
So beautiful.
Often we have to protect the things closest to us first, and then work our way out. Shut up. So, keep making your shields, Junver. And keep covering more and more people in your shields, and then everyone will be a many shields, and who's laughing then?
I will.
Now, I don't think our friend is coming back anytime soon. What did you need old Langram for anyway? I'm twice the smith, half the smith, no, twice the smith he's ever been.
I wanted to add some ornaments to this mask I've been working on.
Ooh, I'm real bad at the fancy stuff. Oh, that's unfortunate.
But if you could teach me a thing or two about, making some more shields or armor, I'd be happy to learn.
You sit down for a smithing lesson with Les Carverstone. and you decide, or rather, Les insists, nah, fuck it. We're gonna finish the mask though. Shut up though. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be the best. So the main detailing work you need to do to finish the mask. Currently, it just looks like the speaker's mask in shape and outline and like the vagueness of the details. What do you want to do to make it finished? Do you want to mimic the mask, or do you want to sort of make it your own?
A little bit of both. So like if there are areas, that had like a gold outline or something like that, doing something similar, but instead of just being like, a solid gold piece or a solid gold line, doing solid gold, like tiny giant runes.
Okay.
In those spaces. So like from far away, it would kind of still look the same, but as soon as you get close, you're like, oh, there's more here.
In a moment that is genuinely weird for you, you are... What's the best way of saying this? You are, I guess, goldsmithing, not blacksmithing, goldsmithing, and Les Carverstone is kind of being your assistant. She seems to know where all the tools are in Langram's shop, and brings you like gold leaf to stitch into the mask and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're kind of leading the way. And can I have a sleight of hand check?
Yep. It's fine. I'll use a different die. I don't need that one that I dropped across the room. Ooh, that's better. 23.
And quickly, the mask comes together, and you fill in the gaps. And there's parts of when you're working on it where it's like, oh, that's not how it looked, but you amend that, and you decide, no, but this is how it's going to look. And you fill the mask in, and you have made your version, once again, of the speaker's mask in shape and style, and you imbue it with your runes. And Les Carverstone extends a hand out and places it on the mask and flows some magic into the mask while you're still holding like your rune inscribing tool.
Oh man, when I started this, it was for a different purpose than it might be now. I don't have like a gameplay meaning to it, but it's
fine. It doesn't have to that.
It's a mask of penance.
Oh.
Like I made a promise to the speaker that I was not able to keep.
All right.
And so like making this mask is kind of part of my personal like
penance,
maybe even call it revenge a bit at depending on where I use it. Like I or Kiron should be wearing this when we beat the shit out of TL later down the line.
Nice.
Never many
sick.
jokes. You have
That's sick.
acquired the Mask of Broken Promises Kept.
Oh, that's a good title. That's a good title.
And I'm going to let you decide whether you come up with that name or Les does.
No, that's good. I can come up with that. That's rad.
Yeah. You come up with it, and Les is like, I think that's a wonderful name. When did you mention at any point to Les fighting TL?
Yeah, probably.
Make sure you put that on when you kick her ass.
That's the intent.
Now let's cheese it. I ate all his beef, and he's gonna be pissed about it. And you and Les Carverstone quickly abscond from Langram's.
Wait, Minotaurs eat beef? That's kind of fucked up.
Is it? I don't actually know.
It's like eating things you're half of your genetic. That's kind of fucked.
It's like eating Neanderthal.
It's like eating monkey.
Yeah. Monkey's better. Monkey's better.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Neanderthal's more than half. Monkeys.
Hey, look, he's a weird guy. And fade to black on Junver. Now, let's wrap this bad boy up for the day, shall we?
Yeah.
It's not long enough to be considered a full break from adventure when a knock rapidly taps on your door at the guild one morning. I'm speaking to all of you. Especially considering you're supposed to be waiting for Marin to return. But each of you are awakened by a knock and a notice slipped under your door. And as you exit into the hallway to see who left the letter, you find you have all received an identical letter. It simply states, "My office, please do not delay." That's all of them are signed by Vessler. Not Alistair, like last time when you received a mysterious letter from Vessler, and it was all fancy on all of his stationery. This is just a quick little note. And as you all descend into the halls of the guild, you find that it's busier than usual. Not much so, and you might not have even noticed how much busy it were if it were not how apparent the extra people here are. Because bustling around the guild are Shatterguard.
Oh no.
Oh.
God. This.
Hey, Ash. Hey, Ash.
I missed these as far away as possible.
That's just the loud sweating meme.
Yeah.
Ash, I learned Dimension Door. I'll send you away.
Use the dimension door. I don't want to be here anymore.
They can't catch you.
Ash is the kid that has a dime bag where there's a dare officer in his class.
Whoa!
A bag of crystal.
I changed to my least conspicuous mask, which is the Oni mask, which is half burnt, obviously. So
Least conspicuous. The most intimidating looking mask you've owned.
we're walking out there with it.
Yes, because bustling about the guild are Shatterguard. Not a ton of them, and they don't seem to particularly be doing anything, but all throughout the guild there is a greatly increased presence of Shatterguard. And as you make your way towards the main office, outside of Vessler's office, marked Lord Administrator, 2 large and heavily armored Shatterguard stand on either side of the door.
Seems bad.
Are they like guarding the door from like us?
They're not like guarding like the actual door.
Okay.
Like if the door frame, they're on opposite like ends of the door frame.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk towards the door and see if
I was
anything.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
You walk towards the door and they sort of like stiffen and
Don't even like look at them.
Because we have like the guild signets and our armor and stuff
Yeah.
still, right?
Yeah.
You walk towards the door and they stiffen and clearly like move to stop you. They're not like aggressive. They're just like, whoa,
Hey,
It's
what are
our
you
job,
doing?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'll just pull up the piece of paper and like hand it to one of them and
Fun
keep
seems to
walking.
be yeah.
And very simply, you present the message, and this is not an interactive. It's not like a aggro moment. You present the message, and they let you pass it.
I was gonna do something really stupid. Thank God. I was really gonna do something dumb.
Chris is like, oh, thank God they didn't start punching horses. They passed my puzzle.
I was this close to lying and say, "Dinner's ready, boys."
What? They're not dead. I mean, maybe.
I know, but I just want to fucking bring a thing to dinner, bro.
This is what Chris meant when he said, "Unless you all punch horses, this will be quick."
Really good.
Band of horses, watch the fuck out. The save data bunch is coming through. You present a message and they let you pass into the office. And in the office, you find Lord Vessler. You also see another man, Alistair. Can I have a history check, please?
Okay. I was really worried. I thought this was going to be my dad. Where's my D20?
History check.
Yeah.
Do you
Spoilers! It is your dad. You only needed to not roll a one.
If I have to history check for my dad, then what am I even doing? Where the fuck
This
am I?
is
Oh, there it is.
sort of a personal history check because you've met this person before, or at least in passing.
It's a 16. It's a 16.
16?
It's 16.
Hey, Alistair, that's the fucking crown prince of the entire empire.
Oh, I mean, okay, to be fair, Chris, it would be wild if I didn't know who that was, right?
Yes, that's why you had to roll like a 4.
Okay.
Sorry, the DC on this check was a 6.
Okay, you stressed me out on that one. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, get
Also,
played, bitch.
Also, I imagine most of the party would probably know who that was, right?
I thought about this and thought about it being an everyone check. No, I don't think so because, like, in the grand scheme of things, the nobility don't really bump shoulders too much with regular folk, particularly someone who also has a job. And as we'll get into in a moment, this guy has a job.
All right. There's not like iconography of the royal family everywhere. And shit like
there's
that.
paintings, but like he's the prince and not the emperor. So
Okay,
like not,
sure.
not
Maybe
as
maybe in 20 years there'll be iconography of him, but not yet.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
That's also assuming he's the crown prince.
Yeah, that's true.
He is.
Oh, okay.
Vestler begins, oh, thank goodness, upon seeing you all. Please, come in, close the door. May I introduce you all to His Highness, Kiron.
Whoa!
And the other man interrupts, literally stepping in between Vestler and you all to offer a bow and a smile. Please, Alec will suit just fine. It is an honor to meet you all. Seriously, I am always a fan of meeting the people that actually keep our empire in order and actually help people while Arnaud and I act like our jobs are important.
Can I do an inside check on bullshit for
Absolutely.
Yes. I was going to say the same thing.
I've met enough wealthy people
that
to know
wasn't
whether to
good.
check for bullshit or not.
That's a 10 for me.
14 for me.
You believe this motherfucker, and he seems genuinely excited.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'll return a nice curtsy as well. Nice to meet you, Your Highness.
I will. Yeah, I will politely bow as as decorum would dictate.
Vestler seems more than annoyed at the prince's choice of words. Mostly they say their jobs aren't important, but continues. Right. Well, I hate that we need to rouse you all so quickly. I myself am just back. Oh, by the way, things went pretty okay. We can talk about that later.
Good.
But with Marin gone, there's no one else in the capital we can trust with this other than Darmay and Les. There's no one else who knows about, and he whispers a bit, our Shatterer situation. Alec here, better from you than me. And the prince nods, and his smile drops a bit. Right. Well, I'm sure you all noticed my, let's call them backup dancers in the halls of your guild. For those of you not familiar, my title is...
That's good.
Like
no,
that?
that's good. Yeah.
They start pop locking and dropping.
Yeah.
For those of you not familiar, my title as heir to the throne includes my title as Royal Commander of the Shatter Guard, a title that means about as much as a paperweight in actual power, but does allow me certain information. I'm going to talk a lot here about stuff that would be assumed like as common knowledge.
Yeah.
The Empire is run by everyone, like, you know, lords and dukes and shit like that, and mayors, like the guys in Bright Harbor. The royal family are kind of a figurehead role, but they are also, in the grand scheme of things, in charge of the actual army, like the standing army that we have in case shit goes hard. Right. That is primarily composed of Shatter Guard, which was Talor Ront, the first emperor. His whole thing was, we need the Shatter Guard, whereas Cade's whole thing was, we should have the guild. And they kind of butted heads in this, but they agreed in the grand scheme of things. Whoever is next in line for the throne, or sometimes the emperor if they're quite young, is always the head of the Shatter Guard. However, that is largely a like nicety instead of like an actual thing. The Shatter Guard is an army at this point. It has generals. It has people who have decades of experience, not some 20-year-old who's just going to suddenly be in charge. So he has a fancy title, but is primarily just there to sign paperwork and walk in the parades.
Yeah. Hell yeah, best job.
Over the past year, there have been several attacks. We thought them unconnected at first, but now we think better. The first was an attempt on the life of the Echelord of Shaping Magic in Atalmar. Luckily, Lady Cassira was present at the time and happened to be able to dispatch the would-be assassins. Or at least what we would assume to be assassins. Cassira's abilities don't leave much left to interrogate after she does her whole thing. And then there was a much more recently an attempt to kidnap the Echelord of Healing Magics. Yet again, luckily, a few Shatterguard and one of your heroes was able to rescue them before, well, whatever was to happen next. We originally thought these two events to be unrelated, but I have discovered a few things that make us, well, And him and Vessel look at each other. It makes us think differently now. Yes, my titles may be relatively useless, but I'm not without my eyes and ears in the guard. And, well, I believe Vessel's told you we're probably of about 10 people who are actively looking out for the Shatterers, as it were. Super quick recap for us. In the list of people who know about the Shatterers, it's the same group of people that know about TL, plus this guy.
Right. Okay.
And
he does not know about TL.
Oh.
At least as far as you know.
Okay. That's huge.
Okay.
Not tell him.
But the Emperor does know about TL, and Marin told her to shut the fuck up about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Have we
Shout out to being so fucking cool that you can tell the Emperor to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Have we asked why they don't want to tell more people about the Shatters? They don't have to talk about TL, but just the Shatters? Because it feels like, you know.
So the Shatterers, they're actually similar reasons. And Alec here and Vessler are the two people on the opposite side of it from Marin. Currently, the Shatterers are an unknown, unnamed, other than like we think they're called the Shatterers. And as people that have been playing the game, we know that now because Zeth has called them that.
Yes.
They're a faceless terrorist organization, effectively.
Yes.
We gained literally nothing by telling regular people about them other than scaring them. Because they know we exist and we know they exist.
We don't need to tell regular Joe Schmoes, but there's a whole fucking guild of heroes. Maybe we tell some of them, huh?
Yes, but we have suspicion to believe
right,
there
okay, yeah, sure.
And Shatter Guard that are Shatters.
Yeah, okay.
Speaking of, the Shatter Guard reports on both of these incidents are non-existent. Or rather, someone has gone through great lengths to put up barriers if you were to try to find these reports. And if you were to, let's say, bend the rules of the Guard and access these reports without actually accessing them, you'll find them empty. As in, someone has emptied them out. Obviously, this is suspicious, but I haven't found a culprit yet, else I would have had them killed already. Now, what ties them together is obviously the suspicious action that both of them were erased, and that Echelors were the target of these two attacks. But why bring you all here for that? To which Vessel notes, we have suspicion of another attack of this manner is imminent.
Is Iris okay?
They look at each other and goes, oh, I mean, like, she could, like, throw a bus at them or something. Like, I'm not too worried about her.
Okay, just asking, we just met an Echelor,
We're particularly worried about, and I say this in the nicest way possible, a Echelor who is incapable of fighting back. We believe their intention of capturing the Echelor of Shaping Magic was to get someone relatively safe. And Kassira was there, which is about as far away as you can get, so that one didn't work out. They then went for an Echelor of Healing Magic, another non-combative form, which luckily we were able to intercept. This leads us to...
Going for our girl Darmay.
Our good friend Miss Darmay. Yes.
Shit.
Where was the
go ahead.
Where was the healing magic? Where they went after it?
They're based in Goval, which is very far away from here.
Who's the Echelor of exploding shit?
That'd be
Kassira.
So Kassira is the Echelor of elemental magics. All of them.
She just gets all of them.
Damn.
So you can have
impressive.
there could be an Echelor of fire magic and Kassira at the same time.
Okay.
But she's she's the strongest one we got. So she's always gonna trump people. Like we treat, like, in polite society, Echelors like they're all an equal title, but like Kassira could nuke a city and Darmay can't throw a fireball.
Yeah.
Like there's levels to this shit.
Fair.
Kassira is the Avatar.
Kind of, yeah. She's also an Asimir, which are very rare.
I thought you were going to say she's also an asshole, and I was like, what?
We haven't met Kasir in person, right?
Not in person.
You actually not in the game, but all of you have met her because she's the headmistress of the guild. She's
Yes.
like, she's kind of an aloof weirdo because she's a magic person and not really like, not mortal, so doesn't fully get it, but like she's a pretty good teacher and a seemingly good person.
We saw memories with her in it.
Yeah.
Not the song memories, by the way, to be clear, but
Yes. Oh no, she gets whole verses because her and Raviom just are the ones that cast the big spell that made the Sky Eater go away forever. After TL broke the shards, there was enough magic to use the spell. Anyway, we're getting off track. Alec continues. Someone with high permissions within the Guard used their access to the city's archives the other day, and promptly destroyed any evidence that they did that exactly. But an Espo working in the archives happens to be more on our side than the Guard's side, and we know the archive in particular they accessed. It was an odd thing to go about all this espionage to get access to, and it was an even odder thing to make sure no one had any proof you accessed. It was just an architectural plan, a blueprint, the kind you submit to get approval to build something.
I was just saying, what was the building?
It was for the Onal Estate, home of Ondal, and of course, our good friend Miss Darmay. Ondal is Darmay's last name. They are a noble family.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone needs to know the ins and outs of the Onal Estate. Vesper speaks now. That was about 3 days ago, and conveniently, 4 days ago, many of us with the noble court were delivered these. Vesper produces a letter on beautiful magicked parchment that twinkles and shimmers in the light, and he passes it across. The cliff notes are, the Lord and Lady Ondal are ever so pleased to celebrate their daughter's successful bit of heroism in Strainmar.
God damn it.
So much so they decided to host a party.
Fuck.
The Ondal fucking love a party. They're always looking for an excuse to throw a party.
We gotta do a fucking
party.
bodyguards at party mission.
They're
That's
really
sick.
proud of their fucking house and they want to show it off constantly. It's really annoying.
We
Dude,
gotta
you gotta do
an
an earring for the
inverse
party,
hitman.
though.
Under normal circumstances, the Ondal Estate is quite difficult to access. And even on top of that, Darmay is often here in the guild, which if I were trying to attack an Echelor, is probably the last place I would attempt it, considering it's brimming to the fucking teeth with people who will punch you forever. Marin's words, not mine. We believe whoever is attempting to get close to the Echelors is going to use this party as a chance to get Darmay, perhaps the only remaining Echelor who, and once again I mean this in the nicest way possible, can't properly fight back.
No, I mean, it's true. We saw her.
Everyone's got their own strengths. No shame in that.
Darmay's not in the room, right?
No. So they
Okay.
mentioned that.
Then yes, I agree.
People in the Empire right now who would be involved in this is like you guys, Marin, Kasira, not here, Darmay and Les. Darmay and Les not in this room right now.
Does Darmay or her family know of this potential plot?
They look at each other, Alec and Vesper once again, and the prince is the one who speaks. I know it's too polite to say it, so I will. We are making a guess here that there will be an attempt to catch Darmay at this gala, and instead of warning the Ondal about this, I suggest we send you lot in undercover, so that if an attempt is made, you can be there to stop it and apprehend those who are behind it. And Vessler interjects. He wants to use Darmay as bait. And the prince nods. I want to use Darmay as bait.
Does it know that she's bait?
Okay.
No.
Are we
She
the
wouldn't be
Darmay
cool
should
under
know
pressure.
that she's bait.
No.
I know you look just like the most average person out there, but I don't think you've taken a clean look at all, bud.
Yeah, that's
You've
what
got
I'm
a bird
saying.
man, turtle man, giant man.
I'm a normal
man.
owlin. It's not like I'm one of the rarest creatures. I'm just an owlin.
Like, I don't understand how we're gonna go undercover. We're pretty hard to go under
That
anything.
actually, surprisingly, isn't the hard part.
Just a dude.
What's the hard part?
Well, the hard part is the potential murder of someone I consider a friend, and I hope you all consider similar. Unimportant. The hard part is making sure no one dies. The easy part is getting you in. I am going to bring one of you along as a +1, effectively. One of you will be playing bodyguard to another companion of ours, and the other 3, don't worry about it. I have a plan.
What's information on this bodyguard aspect?
I
well-
feel like the bodyguard is spoken for, and it's me.
Getting into the Onal Estate is they're
I
not
was
going
gonna
to necessarily
suggest
let
Alice
us bring
there.
a bunch of weapons in. So I figure man who wears his weapon as opposed to they're not going to strip Junver.
Shields
Yeah.
aren't seen as weapons.
Also, yeah, like a bodyguard can carry a shield. No one's going to be weird about it.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna have to-
you guys can't come in with scimitars. Like, yeah!
I can come in with my medical equipment with no problems asked.
Precisely. I mean, you, much similar to Marin, handle things by punching, not a problem. Wynn and Ashbaugh, magic users, very easy. Alistair, still working on the whole guitar thing.
Wait.
Entertainment
Are
for
you?
the night.
Yes, that's the easiest in. Are you kidding me?
Well, we can certainly get you a... Oh, that's a good idea. We just smuggle a guitar in with the entertainers and then get it to you once we're inside. Never mind, problem solved.
Yeah,
this
come
is why we
on.
do this whole thing.
Okay, first day, like what?
I love that he doesn't consider you an entertainer, just that they'll smuggle the guitar with the entertainer.
Well, presumably the band would already be like pretty.
Yeah, they're already
Yeah,
booked. They're already
yeah.
booked. Yeah, you can't
We
just.
can't. We can't last minute add him to the lineup.
it was
Have you
just,
heard,
it was,
have you heard the dulcet tones of Alistair Noble Drifter?
I was
You
gonna
can
say,
add him after this.
it feels like a low-key diss to the guy that's like technically a noble but a
Yeah.
bastard.
Listen,
it feels like a low-key
listen.
diss and it's really funny.
I can be the opening act. It's fine. I will take no insult to this.
Now, normally I wouldn't be too concerned about any kind of attack in the city. We're brimming with heroes. Why would you go to the world capital of heroes and try to start shit? And especially at such a gathering. But with Marin not here, there is a notable lack of heavy artillery by Darnay's side. And couple that with security is going to be notably lighter than usual at the little party, as the Crown Prince will not be there, nor will his usual retinue of guards. I'm going to just say it, we are making it as blatantly obvious as possible that this is a less guarded party than normal.
Setting
Can I
quite
get
the
an
trap.
insight check from Alistair on the prince?
Sure. Oh, that is a dirty 20. 19
He
plus one.
is a lot less hesitant to ostensibly risk Darmay's life than Vestler is. He's, in fact,
well, he doesn't know
kind
that
of
at all.
okay with it.
Yeah. But he... Yeah, well...
Like,
he's
he's a
not-
noble piece of shit.
He's not happy about it, but he's like, this is a good chance to get the Shatters.
it's a pawn in the game for him, probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Please understand that I am entirely uncomfortable using Darmay as what is essentially bait. But
You didn't have to say that. I was not going to call you out.
I just want to... Hey, I'm really trying to be clear about things here. But
okay.
Alec firmly believes this is our best chance to actually catch who we believe may be actual Shatterers, or at least are a threat to various such laws, and finally put some faces and names to who is behind this. And if you decline, we will warn the Ondal. This is not a pressure situation. I just
mean,
think we have a chance here.
I look at the group and I say, I don't think any of us are going to decline being her bodyguards. I mean, sure,
I thought
she
as
didn't
much
she
as
didn't
I'm-
really bring us asunder last fight, but she did land a killing blow at least the first
I
time.
can- I can be
Fucking nice.
I can be your bodyguard. I can be your bodyguard. No problem.
She was important to our success, and
And she's a friend.
Yeah,
she's
her
the
heart is in a
friend.
good
I feel
place.
like maybe her family shouldn't know, but I feel like she should know that she's bait.
The second something goes wrong, we can tell her, but No, you're
The
right.
second something
You're
goes
right,
wrong might
you're
be a
right,
second
you're
too
right,
late.
You're right.
I've known Dami a very long time. If we tell her, there is zero chance that she does not inform her parents.
Well,
Yeah, that
If
kinda
you
tracks.
think we are willingly here, using Dharma as bait. It sucks. We've been over this. If you think she'll effectively put her family and home at risk for the same chance, it's not going to happen.
It's an unpleasant strategy, but it is our best bet to attempt to get these Shatters. I am, as unpleasant as it is, I am on board with this.
I think if there's anyone who is fit to protect her, I think it's us.
I suppose.
I would agree with that. I'm not sure regular old gods will matter in comparison to your own capabilities.
Say that again, please.
If we must.
Great. Not great, but acceptable. Well, let's get into the whole planning of it. Alec, I think it's best that you...
Important question. Cocktail attire or full ball outfits for this? I got to know.
We're getting there. First, Alec, I think it's best that you... Right, yes. The prince opens the door and publicly and loudly, "All right, I'm off to Atilmar. Everyone have a great time!" And makes it super obvious that he is leaving the capital and fucks off.
Okay.
This is not the best plan. I'm aware of that. However, I echo the prince's thoughts. I would much rather have all of you be the ones on the ground than anyone else.
Absolutely.
Still...
they're all listening.
Okay, that's good.
Just in case I want to play this back later.
I'm wrapping. We should do that earlier.
Me too, Chris. I just thought about it now, and I said, "Fuck! I should have got the prince in here."
Now, there's just a matter of how we get you all in. Junver, as I mentioned, you'll be playing a bodyguard to a dear friend of mine, so let's hope we don't fuck that part up. Win, care to be my +1?
Oh!
Look, I don't want to be an asshole, but you two are going to be the hardest to smuggle in by a lot.
hey, Win is perfectly fine. Like,
I just assumed.
Yeah.
I assumed when you said bodyguard that meant Junver.
Yes, it did. Oh, they were clear about that. And like, yes, acknowledging that Win, of course, has her magic that can help her get in. We are breaking into a wizard house.
I'll be your +1.
I didn't think
That's fine.
Vin, you're incredible at schmoozing. Remember how you talked your way past the back door at that place in Strainmar?
And that is exactly my intention. Win is going to be there along with me to represent the guild and talk all fancy. The nobles yuck that shit up. Trust me, it's how I made my entire living.
Well,
Win is tough, good at talking the
Win, just walk in with your Windjammers t-shirt and be like, "Yeah, go Windjammers!"
Windjammers rule!
Awfully strange how you didn't take the noble, guitar player over there for.
Yes. This is not something I necessarily wanted to talk about in front of everyone. Alistair, there is a non-zero chance that a certain person you and I are both acquainted with is present at this.
Ixnay on the ad day, please.
I happen to have it on authority. Okay, I spied on them. That individual received an invitation to this party. Whether or not they go is an entirely different matter, but I do... In case you wanted to not, now is the time.
Your bardic ass better be there.
No, he looks at everyone and is just like, he would never. He's surely too busy.
My head.
Well, all right then. Kiron, we're going to be leaning heavily on your expertises for all of this. Because there is one thing I failed to mention. This little party, it's a masquerade.
Fuck yes, Alistair just starts fist pumping so fucking hard.
And next time on Saving Throw, we throw a party!
Yeah, are you kidding me? Yes.
Could not have fashioned a mask at a better point in time.
Yeah, really, wow. Yeah, I didn't think about that during, shit.
Holy shit.
That's good.
Folks, That's going to be it for Saving Throw, epilogue of Act 3 and intermission. Next, we're going into kind of a mini act. This one's not going to be as long because it's just a party. It's not like a bunch of days. But get ready for some high-strung bullshit. Because next time on Saving Throw, we're all going to put on masks and have a grand old time. Until then, you're handsome. A ding, ding, ding. It's hot as shit in my room.
Oh, no.
For art.
It's also time for art.
Starting off art this week, Scat Ratman with I finally caught up on Saving Throw, have a painting of Zethus. How the fuck do you spell that? Have a good session.
I continuously have spelled my notes wrong with an X like you do.
I thought you did.
Kingdom Hearts brain. It's a.
I could have sworn the first time you told us his name, you spelled it with an X.
Probably did because I did it wrong a lot, but it's with a Z.
I'm pretty sure you did.
And then yeah, you spelled it with a Z a later time, and I was like, am I fucking crazy?
Let me double check. Keep talking. This is great. Neon Genesis Zethus. Yes. Neon Zethus.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Also to draw other anime parallels, the red skin with what looks like bones is very.
The Attack on
Titan. Yeah.
Attack on titties.
Did you say that? Attack on titties?
Yes, that's what Chris said.
It's really good.
I'm gonna launch an attack on those titties.
Oh, shout out to the exclamation point congratulations command in chat.
Yeah, I love that you have that.
I forget that's there all the time.
Yes, Scat Ratman, you are 1,000,000,000% correct. We have yelled at Chris many times for the spellings of names.
That was not my fault. It is with a Z, by the way.
Again, I love that this is on like actual canvas. So hell yeah, awesome, Scat Ratman. And I believe you binged most of the series very recently, so thank you. Thank you for
and
for
welcome
being here with us.
to the current arc.
Yeah, welcome to the current arc. Caught up just in time for us to put on fancy outfits.
I'm so fucking excited. Bookshelf Passageway with Oh Hurrah, not caught up in the latest episode yet. Hope you win. Have some fun storming the castle, etc., etc. Anyways, I've been meaning to draw some of the gang and also wanted to test out Clip Paint Studio, so that worked. Yeah, so that worked out. I've been saving these for a couple days for the Art for Stream channel. Apologies for any inaccuracies. I was using the full party GIF and also memory as a reference. Oh, these are great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the totally normal.
So good.
That's really good.
Totally yet? How do we not think of that?
Totally normal rat.
Yo, Elise, you gotta have Win say Cowabunga at some point.
Oh my god.
How have we not done?
Bummer.
Yeah, they killed my family, Vin. My whole family died here.
My wife betrayed me, Win. Bummer.
Oh, bummer.
That's so good. Also, I love that it's just the hat on it too. It's really good. The fact that she would still keep the
Win
hat.
canonically always has the hat and the shell.
Yeah. And of
And
course,
no one thinks it's weird.
no.
No, that's a rat. That's an all rat.
Every animal
It's totally
has
how
a
rats
shell.
look.
Hey, honestly, in my world, it's every animal could have a tiny little hat. I love tiny little hats.
And
Anyway, it's fine.
any Vegas fireball moment is just it's so good. I'm so glad I got to do that. 10 out of 10. And Ash will kill again.
He's killed, and he'll kill again.
I think the only person I've killed is that guard that me and Jones stabbed to death.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Even Jones did most of the stabbing.
Yeah, he
Also,
definitely did.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
was a doomsday cultist.
He was a
had it
cultist.
coming.
He was a cultist. Yeah. If you didn't kill him, his own apocalypse would have. So technically, you literally are doing a god's work in this case. So
just one that doesn't like you.
yeah. Yo, Bookshelf Passageway. These are awesome. Hell yeah, I love this. I love these. Sylvice with last balloon thing alluded to this. Anyways, a balloon D20, deceptively easy. I'm going to challenge myself with a D12 next. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it.
Hard.
I was gonna say, I guess D20 is literally just all triangles.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
A D12 is pentagons. That's big stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way harder.
Yeah, no, this is really good. And also a D6. I twisted it on Thanksgiving and put the hat on.
It's a hat.
Yeah.
Fucking, we're all about little hats here. We've been over this.
Lots of hats.
Uh-huh.
Hats on hats on hats.
Yo, shit, I'm about to get a hat for this next arc. This is awesome.
Your hat
Oh
just
yeah.
dropped.
Thank you so much. Matt Pattern Guard with Ola. Today I started watching Saving Throw. Yo, welcome.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We got them, boys.
Although I won't be watching the stream tonight, I have some win drawings. Happy New Year to
Yeah.
y'all.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Winnie Yoinkers t-shirt.
I love the idea that it's
Just
just.
mention this.
I love that it's just like drawn on with crayon. It's like a Sharpie. Like they made them themselves.
Of course they
Oh,
did.
yeah, I mean, they didn't go to a company for that.
Yeah.
You're pirates. How could you?
Uh-huh.
We got a baby win in an airplane bed.
Uh-huh. Is that the fucking dog meme?
Oh, it is the dog meme.
It's the dog in the plane.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Wayne, can you give us these lines, please?
Get in, loser. We're going somewhere. Nothing to see here.
Is that the fucking Homer going into the bush?
No, there's like little, I don't know if it's balls
Oh, it's
or like a
in the
cloud.
crowd. I think it's a crowd.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Definitely not standing out from the crowd. Nothing.
Amazing. Hell yeah, Matt Fedengard. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it. And Chrono Wizard with no fantasy court, but as usual, some great moments. Plus, I'm excited for the next arc. That being said, I do plan on doing another Ace Attorney Cross saving throw pick next time.
Ooh.
But for now, here's some sketches based on this interlude. Alistair getting hugged based on Tobey Maguire. Junver and Les recreating a My Hero moment, and Junver's tries finding the real Ash. Yeah, we're back. My back. My back.
Is that a Spider-Man 2 meme?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The superior Spider-Man.
What? Yeah. Which one is it?
I want to do Junver and Les.
Yeah.
I haven't watched My Hero, so I don't fully get this reference.
I don't get this. I have watched it. I don't fully get it. Why are so cool for me? My hero. I don't get that first one. Is that like bad?
Based on season 3 when he fights the muscle dude. Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
yo,
okay, you know,
fuck the muscle. I hate that motherfucker. And you're supposed to, but God, fuck that guy.
You don't like the great villain, Muscular?
Yeah.
Wait, is that his name?
Is that his name?
I'm pretty sure it's Muscular.
And he comes back and he sucks just as hard.
He's still bad.
It is indeed suspicious.
At least he gets his fucking teeth kicked in when he comes
Yeah.
back.
Instantly.
Yeah. And then shit, is that me snorting the ashes?
Yeah,
and trying to snort the
Alistair attempting to snort the vampire ashes.
Yeah. Oh, I love this meme.
I want the real Ash. I said the real Ash. Perfection.
Yes. That's an underrated meme. That's a good
Oh,
one.
that's so good.
That's a great meme. I love
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
So many ashes.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.